Spain just won the World Cup, and their best passer in the final was a teenager who can't legally rent a car. Their goalkeeper let in 1 goal in 8 games. Their best player didn't score a single goal in the entire tournament. And the guy who scored the winning goal in the final wasn't even starting the match. None of that should add up to a World Cup trophy. And yet, here we are. So how does a team beat Messi's Argentina, outlast Mbappe's France, and lift the trophy without a single Ballon d'Or megastar leading the line? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how Spain built this machine. And I'm saving the strangest stat of the entire tournament for last because it might be the most Spain thing that's ever happened. Section 1, the final that refused to end. Let's start where it ended. July 19th, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Over 80,000 fans watching Spain and Argentina in the final. In theory, this is Messi's moment. Argentina's the defending champ, going for back-to-back titles, something nobody's done since Brazil in 1962. In practice, Spain buried them. 20 shots to 3. That's not a scoreline, that's a mismatch. But here's the annoying part, none of those shots went in. Not for over 100 minutes straight. This sounds simple. It isn't. Dominating a game and winning a game are two completely different things, and Spain found that out the hard way for almost 2 full hours. Section 2, the substitute who ended it. Here's where it gets interesting. In extra time, Argentina's Enzo Fernandez picks up a second yellow card and gets sent off. Down a man, gassed, out of ideas. Enter Ferran Torres, a substitute who came on in the 62nd minute. He pounces on a bouncing ball in the box and rips it under the crossbar in the 106th minute. Game over. Spain 1, Argentina 0. Torres said afterward it was a goal scored by 47 million people, which is either the most poetic thing a footballer's ever said or the most Spanish thing a footballer's ever said. Possibly both. You know the type. Sits on the bench for an hour, comes on, and quietly ends an entire country's championship dreams. Section 3, the goalkeeper who barely did anything. Unai Simon, Spain's goalkeeper, finished with 7 clean sheets out of 8 games. He let in exactly 1 goal the entire tournament. In theory, that makes him the best goalkeeper alive right now. In practice, it actually means something else. A keeper only looks that untouchable when the 10 guys in front of him are doing their jobs perfectly, over and over, for a month. Simon's stat isn't really a goalkeeping stat. It's a team defense stat that happens to be wearing gloves. Honestly, this is the most underrated part of Spain's whole run. Nobody makes highlight reels out of conceded 1 goal in 8 games, but that number wins you a World Cup just as easily as 10 goals does. Section 4, the 19-year-old running the show. Everyone walked into this tournament talking about Lamine Yamal. Fair enough, he's electric, but the real story was his teammate Pau Cubarsi, 19 years old, started every single match, named best young player of the tournament, beating out Yamal for it. In the final itself, Cubarsi had the most completed passes on the entire field. This sounds like a small stat. It isn't. Spain's whole identity is built on control, on suffocating opponents with the ball. And the most important passer in a World Cup final was a teenager who can't legally have a beer in most of the world. That's not a fluke. That's a academy system producing exactly what it's designed to produce. Section 5, the captain who won without scoring. Now here's the part that actually surprised people. The tournament's best overall player, the Golden Ball winner, wasn't Messi, wasn't Mbappe. It was Rodri, Spain's midfielder and captain. Rodri didn't score bangers. He wasn't on any highlight reels. But every time Spain needed to slow a game down or take control of the midfield, he was the guy doing it. It's the football version of being the best offensive lineman in the league. Nobody chants your name, but the whole operation collapses without you. And that, right there, is basically Spain's entire philosophy wearing a trophy. No individual hero. Just control, repeated relentlessly until the other team breaks. Section 6, the Golden Boot went elsewhere, and Spain didn't care. Quick reality check. Kylian Mbappe finished as top scorer with 10 goals, becoming the first player ever to win back-to-back Golden Boots. Genuinely historic stuff. Spain didn't win that award. Didn't need to. While Mbappe was racking up highlight reel goals for France, Spain was quietly collecting the trophy that actually matters. In theory, the top scorer should be on the winning team. In practice, there's a difference between winning the scoring title and winning the championship. One gets you a poster. The other gets you the parade. Section 7, the full road that nobody talks about. Here's the part that gets skipped in every recap. To even reach the final, Spain played 8 matches and allowed a total of 1 goal across the entire tournament. Group stage, knockouts, semi-final, all of it. 1 goal. That's not a hot streak. A hot streak is 3 good games in a row. This is a full month of a team executing the exact same defensive game plan against completely different opponents, styles, and pressure levels, and never cracking once. In practice, that's less lucky run and more. We built this on purpose, years ago, and it's finally paying off. Section 8, the 3-year-old who stole the internet. And now, the stat I promised you. During the tournament, cameras just kept catching Lamine Yamal's tiny 3-year-old brother Kane trailing him around at every single match like a shadow. By the final, this kid had basically become an unofficial team mascot with more screen time than half the substitutes. It's a tiny detail, but it tells you everything about this Spain squad. They're young, they're loose, half the roster looks like they're having the time of their lives out there. Usually that kind of joy and that kind of ruthless efficiency don't come together. Spain somehow got both. The takeaway. So put it all together. A goalkeeper who almost never got beat. A teenager running the midfield with more composure than players twice his age. A captain who controlled the tournament without needing to be the top scorer. A substitute who showed up in the biggest moment and simply finished the job. And a 3-year-old who became more famous than most of the players he was following around. That's the answer to the question I opened with. Spain didn't win this World Cup with one superstar. They won it with a system where every single piece did its job at exactly the right moment, and none of those pieces needed to be the main character. So here's my question for you. Can Spain actually go back-to-back in 2030? Something nobody's pulled off since 1962? Drop your prediction below. And if you want more breakdowns like this every week, make sure you're subscribed, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.